So we can come down on our mats with our yoga block or anything that you have, and see if you can find a comfortable seated position. I'm in Sukhasana, but if something else works better for you, feel free. And straight away, let's use this little tool, our friend, for the practice today to help us really stay alert, awake, and connected to the line of our spine. So maybe you would like to place it on top of your head here and just play around to find that flat part of your head where it can balance. And see how it requires you to really become aware of any movements, of the length of your spine. And if you can, just let your hands rest on your thighs wherever they can come to be. So feel this line from your sitting bones all the way into the crown of the head, and maybe grow a little taller. If you're feeling comfortable to do that, close your eyes. And just relax your face. There's a bit of concentration and focus to balance that book on our heads, but as always, let's find some softness and space with any effort that we explore in our practice. So nothing is forced, nothing is pushed. We're rather finding space, ease around any challenges, physical or mental. So perhaps letting that be our intention for the practice, to play around, choose what will work for you, where you want to kind of challenge yourself, but look for space to breathe, space to be with ease. So really start to invite that, embody that by just feeling your breathing here, coming in and out. Breathing through the nose and feeling the movement in the belly. So your body is not lifting up and down so much with your breathing, but rather pushing outwards and inwards. So the torso expands sideways as you inhale and softens, falls back as you exhale. Take a few more rounds of breath here, letting that block in your breathing really keep you here in this moment. Take another breath and breathe out. Very gently open your eyes. See how it helps you feel that block, maybe balance a little better. And then we can rest from that. Take it and place it to the side for a moment. Let's bring the hands out in front of us, starting to warm up our fingers and the wrists. So spread your fingers really wide and then start to wave them into fists, circling around through your wrists. So I'm always kind of hearing little cracks, which I don't think that are too good, but hopefully not too bad for our joints. But see if you can bring a lot of energy here, spreading out, squeezing in, out and in. And then start to spread out and squeeze back into fists. So just pulsing, pumping through the hands, as we often do. Do it until you feel a slight burn. And again, we're feeling this effort, this strength, but soften around it. That reaction or that tension in the mind, See if you can watch it go underneath it with your breath. Last inhale, feeling the warmth in the cheeks perhaps. And on the exhale, give a good shake out. Let's bring that block back into our hands. And can you press it now with your palms, spreading your fingers wide? So you're not holding it with your fingers, you're just pushing it with your palms. And then reach the arms out in front of you. And start to protract your shoulders. So you push your shoulders forward, rounding into the upper back, and then you squeeze back. So push out and bring them back. So it's the movement in your scapulas, your shoulder blades driving forward and squeezing back. Let's do 3 more. Pull it back for 2 and back. Last one and back. Let's keep holding that block, keep pushing. But now you can bend your elbows and let's just roll that block over our head and then around. So just warming up your elbows, your shoulders, with a bit of mobility here, just rolling it as wide of a circle, as much range of motion as you can find. Nice. If you haven't yet, let's change direction. So take it the other way and around. Continue to breathe quietly, softly through the nose. Nice. Last breath in. And exhale. Let it go. Rest the block to the side. Can you step your left foot, maybe if I'll mirror you, out in front here? And let's take a twist, turning yourself into that knee, walking your left hand back behind you. Just take this nice releasing twist for your spine. Exploring that range of movement. And use your fingers to press down into the ground so that you feel that you can lengthen up a little bit taller. Take a breath in and breathe out. Twist a little deeper. Last breath in. And exhale. Go ahead and roll back to center. From here, can you take your right hand behind you? And we'll just push up into this baby wild thing. So push from the hand into the knee and the foot, lifting the bum from the ground and just reach that arm overhead, turning and opening yourself towards the ceiling. So protract from that bottom shoulder. So similar movement, what we were doing earlier, you're just driving that shoulder blade away from the spine. Take another breath, open up here. And on the exhale, release it down, bring yourself to the floor. Let's take our block again in between the palms, or maybe this time in between your fingers. You'll see what works better for you. Then reach the arms out, holding that block in front. And let's start to lift that left foot from the ground. And we'll have some fun now, kicking that foot over the block and under it. And you kick it out to straighten. And then just a few times like that, you're kicking over and under. If it's feeling too easy, see if your hands should lift higher so you can feel more into your quads, your hip flexors, but also your hamstrings, right? To drive it up high. Okay, next time you kick high, can you hold there for a moment? And then just circle your ankle around one way and another. And when you're ready, let it go. Let's swap sides the way we are sitting. So step your right foot in front as that left knee can rest. Let's start with our twist, turning into the knee, hugging around and walking your hand behind you. Feel your breathing in through the nose and quietly out through the nose. Being very efficient with our breathing. So As much as you can, see if you can avoid big spikes when your breath becomes very big or loud or hectic. And as calmly, as softly as you can, just keep bringing it back to be very even, very quiet, very soft. Last breath. And exhale, roll it back to center. Let's find our little baby wild thing. So take your left hand back behind you, push down, start to lift your bum, rock into that knee, the foot, and really open up, reaching that arm overhead. Last breath in, squeeze your glutes. And on the exhale, roll it back to seated. Take your block in between your palms. Reach the arms out in front. And again, you can use your fingers if that helps you feel more space here. And when you're ready, start to kick that foot over the block and then under. Over, under. Maybe lift the hands a bit higher if it's feeling easy or not. So a good warm-up for our knee and our hip. Next time you kick up, hold there, and then wake up your ankle, rolling it one side and then the other. Super. When you're ready, step that foot back down. Place your block to the top of your mat where you will have it handy and come down into your tabletop position. Glue the hands into the ground, curl the toes to the floor, and find your down dog, pushing your hips up and back. And then just rock from one foot to the other, bending the knees, or one at a time, just walking it out here. Welcome any sensations that are here, connecting you to your body as it's communicating to you. Where does it feel tight or weak? Without judgment, just feel yourself and be guided through your practice to choose what will feel good to explore. So our practice is really just saying hello to ourselves, checking in physically, mentally, emotionally, and whatever we find, can we be here with kindness, with acceptance for ourselves, and maybe doing some things that we know that help us, like breathing, like moving things. So we get out of our mind often by getting into the body, I find. So let's go ahead here and walk the feet into the hands, coming to the top of your mat. Then turn your toes out to the sides, bring the heels a little closer. And as you breathe in, squat down to Malasana. The heels can lift as you drop the bum down. Lift your chest, fingers can stay on the floor. And we'll pulse a few times like that. So when you're ready, lift your hips up, let the body refold over the legs. And then squat back down, bum to heels. And just see which way your breathing feels natural here. Do you inhale as you straighten the legs? Exhale as you squat back down, or the other way? But just be mindful with it, see what happens. Next time you lift your hips, stay there. Find a little ragdoll, rocking side to side. Soften the head, really let it drop, the shoulders, the arms. And then one bone at a time, unroll yourself into standing. And massage your spine as you come up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Beautiful. Unroll all the way up. Open your eyes. Come to the top of your mat if you're a little bit back. Press your feet down, roll the shoulders back. And again, imagine there's a block on top of your head that's inviting you to really reach up, as if you're trying to reach the ceiling. Breathe in now, reach the arms overhead, full body stretch. And exhale, we dive down, forward fold, soften the knees. Breathe in, halfway lift, push away from your legs, let the spine be parallel to the floor. On the exhale, hands down, let's step back into our plank pose. Strong line, squeeze your glutes, push the shoulders out. Breathe in to rock forward into the hands, then take your knees to the floor and slowly bend your elbows in a one straight line, press down into the ground. Baby Cobra from there, squeeze your glutes, lift the chest up. And on the exhale, downward facing dog, send your hips back and up. Breathe in through the nose quietly. And breathe out quietly through the nose. Walk your feet into the hands again. Breath in, halfway lift when you're at the top. Exhale, refold, drop down. Inhale all the way to the sky, press down through the feet, reach the arms up. And exhale slowly with your breath out, refold to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, shoulders back, chest up. Exhale, hands down, step it back into your plank pose. Breathe in, we rock forward into the hands, maybe the knees stay lifted. Exhale, slow as you can in a straight line, bend the elbows, press down, keep squeezing the glutes. Baby Cobra, lift up. Downward facing dog, push the hips up and back. One breath in. One breath out. Walk your feet into the hands, come to the top. And from here, let your knees soften. Feet can be hip distance, maybe a little shorter than that. Keep your left fingers on the ground and let's open the right arm to the sky. And as the right arm reaches up, see how naturally the right leg straightens as you bend a bit deeper into the left knee. Now bend that right elbow back behind you so the fingers reach for the left hip crease. And then really spin your chest up, roll that shoulder back, maybe gaze all the way to the ceiling, opening up your chest, your shoulder here, finding this twist. Take another breath. And on the exhale, release that hand down to the ground. Over to the other side. Breathe in, left arm to the sky, bend the right knee, straighten the left leg. And then bend that arm behind you, fingers to the right hip crease, and spin up the chest, the shoulder back, and your gaze towards the sky. Last breath in. And exhale, release it down to the ground. Breathe in, halfway lift, push away from your legs. Exhale, refold, soften the knees. And then let's come into our chair pose. Come into your heels, feel the weight, and then reach the arms up as you sit in your legs with your knees bent. Remember that intention. Let's find ease, space, when we're exploring what feels difficult. Keep your breathing calm and quiet. Take another breath. And on the exhale, refold, drop down. Nice. Let's breathe in, halfway lift, push from the legs. On the exhale, hands to the ground, step it back into your plank pose. And we'll stay here a little bit, so really feel that you're strong in your hands. Shoulders are pushed out. Glutes are squeezing, the hips haven't dropped. And then start to rock forward and back. So you come onto the tippy toes, and then you push your heels really back. So just a few times like that. Shift forward and back, forward and back. And the next time you rock forward, use that extra space to maybe move for your vinyasa. So you bend your elbows, maybe stop halfway, chaturanga if you enjoy it. Slide through into your back bend. Be nice to your lower back. And then downward facing dog. Push your hips up. Step your feet together. I'm already feeling very warm. I wonder if it's because my heating is really on, or maybe it's slowly building with the practice. So feet together at the back of the mat. Let's go ahead and kick the left leg up to the sky. So inhale, kick it up. On the exhale, bend the knee and let that knee really open, shining up towards the ceiling. So the heel is reaching towards the bum. The knee is kicking up. The shoulders are aligned. Take another breath. And on the exhale, drive that knee into the chest, rock forward, and step the foot down towards the hands. Hopefully your block is within your reach. Can you take it into the left hand and place it inside of your left foot? Then let's bring the right heel down to the ground as we spin that foot to the side. And we'll come into a extended side angle, So kind of warrior 2 feet, but now just reach that right arm forward and up towards the sky. And if your bum is feeling like it's sticking back behind you, see if you can bring it towards the right side of your mat. So you're pulling it underneath you. If holding that block, being that low with that hand doesn't work, you can take your left elbow on the left knee, or maybe you just place the block on the highest setting. So see what feels comfortable for you. With that top arm, can we reach the arm back behind us? So again, fingers try to sneak into the hip crease on the other leg. Turn your chest up, your gaze up. Take another breath. And breathe out, really press down through your feet. Let's lift up into warrior 2 from here. Can you hold the block and take it with you? Forgot to add this little detail. But then reach the arms out with that block. Nice. Press that left knee out. Feel the little opening in the inner thighs. Take another breath. And breathe out. We're going to hop into half moon. So maybe it helps you to have that momentum to lean back a little and then hop into the front foot, land that block down. So it gives you that platform and extra contact to the ground to push down and feel a bit more steady, more stable. So that floating leg is really kicking back. Right arm is reaching up. And try to make your body as open, as flat sideways as you can. So you're really spinning yourself towards the ceiling. Float around here. Feel the little wobbliness. And let's go ahead and roll up to standing with our block. So lift it up and take that knee into the chest. If you need to shake out the standing leg, you do. But otherwise, we're going to play with this block like we did at the start, but a bit more challenging now as we're standing. But it's going to be the same thing. Reach the arms out in front of you. And maybe not as high, just to start. And we're going to kick that foot over block and under it a few times. So see how you go on. Kick it over and kick it back. So you really might need to hold it with the tippy fingertips to make your arms longer to give you that space. I feel like I have an unfair advantage because I have freakishly long arms. So they help me in a lot of yoga things, I feel. But again, say hello to your body, finding ways to work with, not against you. Again, if it's feeling easy, it's up to you to hold that block a bit higher. And the next time you kick it over, can you stay there? Can we do those little rolls in the ankle again? One way and another. And then just drop it out. Place your block to the top of your mat. Maybe shake it out. Bring that ease. And let's come back to the breath. So top of your mat, press through the feet, find your Utkatasana sitting down into a chair. Feel your heels press down, the bum drive back, and the arms are reaching around the ears. Bring your breathing back to a steady, even rhythm. Even if that intensity is building slowly. Take a last breath in. And on the exhale, roll it down, release. Breath in, halfway lift, so really lengthen your spine. On the exhale, step it back into your plank pose. This time, can we come down onto our elbows underneath our shoulders? See if you can really lock them to not be wider than the shoulders. Press the palms into the ground, squeeze your glutes, and push the shoulders out. So you're again here with strength, stability. Let's rock forward and back like we did. So come onto the tippy toes, driving forward, and then pushing back through the heels. Forward and back. Calm breath through the nose. An option now to come and rest into a child's pose, or maybe if you'd like to do a dolphin before that, walk your feet in towards you, lifting your hips, and just staying for a moment to really feel the ears burn up, the cheeks, as we're holding ourselves, building that upper body strength. And when you're ready, knees to the ground. If you're not there already, unroll your toes, fold into a child's pose, maybe reaching your hands to the back of the mat. Let things soften. Be heavy, be effortless here. Find your breathing in the body. See if it can come back to its calm, quiet rhythm. And when you're feeling good, come back into your tabletop position. We're going to curl the toes into the ground, lift the knees, and drive the bum back into our down dog. Step your feet together. This time, right leg up to the sky, breath in. On the exhale, bend the knee and open that knee towards the sky, squeezing the heel into the bum. Stay strong through the shoulders. Keep pushing from the hands, broadening the upper back. Take another breath. And on the exhale, knee to chest, rock forward and step that foot down. Let's take our block again. Place it to the inside of your right foot, maybe on that highest setting if it was helping you have more space, more comfort. And then find your warrior 2 feet. So the left heel lands. And to give you more space as well, I didn't mention it, but your heels don't have to be perfectly in one line here. That back foot can slide a bit more to the left if you want to. And when you're feeling good, reach the left hand forward and then up towards the sky. And then turn your chest up, the belly, and squeeze your bum under. So you're driving it towards the side that you're opening up. Feet are strong, pressing down. Then go ahead and bring that top arm behind you, bending the elbow, and the fingers come into the hip crease. So you can maybe spin your chest higher up, roll the shoulder a little bit more back. Last breath in. And breathe out. We come up to warrior 2 with our block. So lift it with you as you extend the arms out. Make sure that front knee hasn't dipped in. You always want to have it a bit more to the side rather than dipping in. Nice, everyone. When we are ready, lean back a little bit, find momentum, and hop into your half moon. Land that block, press your palm into it, and then open that back leg, the back hip, as you reach the left arm to the sky. Spread out in every direction, as if you're being pulled apart. What would it mean to find a bit more space and ease to be here? So maybe just letting this be imperfect, letting it be what it is. Take another breath. And on the exhale, roll up to standing with that block, taking the knee to chest. Shake out the standing leg if you need to, but otherwise, we have fun. Arms in front, maybe holding it with just the fingertips to give you as much space. And then let's go. Kick it over and under. Over and under. See if you can continue to breathe through your nose. Again, what would it mean if you found a bit more ease for this? A bit more fun. The next time you kick it over, we hold there. Circle your ankle side to side. The legs are getting tired, aren't they? My balance is getting wobblier. And then release. Whew. Shake it out side to side. Maybe take a sip of water. I think the way for sure that we can find ease, whether that's through our practice or in life, is by taking pauses, by checking in that, yes, we put our effort, we do something hard, but then we don't expect that to always just be like that, just up, just climbing. But it's so important to take these moments to rest. So shake it all out. Get a bit wobbly, soft. I don't have my watch, but how are we on time? We are good. I've got one more flow as we're going to build it up. And maybe you kind of have a clue or an idea where we might be going with this. So if we'll have time, we'll be going into our bird of paradise pose. So this little fun business, kicking it out. But I really want us to feel the active range of motion. So that's why we were doing these kicks, and we'll play with that still as we maybe bring it up into that pose. So let's come back into our chair pose. So bend into the knees, slip the arms, sit down. And maybe this time you'd like to invite something funky here to come into the balls of your feet and lift your heels from the ground. See how the torso lifts a little bit to help you balance. Maybe lower down just a tiny bit. We're going to have to do deep, big stretches for our quads at the end, just to release it from all that we're doing here. Take another breath. And exhale, let it go, drop down. Breathe in, halfway lift, push away from your legs. And on the exhale, hands to the ground. Can we step our left foot back and find the lizard pose? So the right foot can come a bit higher and to the outside of your right hand. Maybe come onto your fingertips here for a moment and let the hips open up a bit more, but with really control. So press your feet into the ground and imagine you scissor them towards one another as you now start to bring your hips a bit down and lift your chest a bit up. So don't drop that left hip down passively. Keep pulling your inner thighs together. Let's take one more breath. And on the exhale, replant your palms into the ground. Lift your hips a bit higher so you're stronger than you were before, just scissoring. And see if you'd like to, again, rock forward and back like we were doing in our planks. And maybe as you rock forward, you add a push-up. So you lean into the hands, you bend your elbows and lower down. Just however much feels okay and nice in your hips. As you lower down, you come deeper, right? Last breath in, we rock forward and push back up. Let's bring the back knee into the ground and then rock your hips back, straightening this front leg into a half split. So if your hands are feeling far from the ground or it's too much to be on the floor, use your friend, your little block, to maybe put your hands higher up. Curl your toes towards the shin and dig the heel into the ground. Let's calm back down our breathing in through the nose and out. Beautiful. Rock back into your lunge, hands to the ground. Let's lift the back knee from the floor and find a plank pose or maybe three-legged plank. So you kick that leg back. Let's move for a slow, strong vinyasa. Rock forward into the hands, lower halfway or to the ground, then release that foot and slide up into your back bend, open the chest, maybe stay a little longer in that back bend or in your down dog if you're there already, but sometimes it's nice to linger longer in your up dog. And then let's go ahead, downward dog if you're not there already. Nice. From here, go ahead and step your feet together. Let's kick the right leg up to the sky. And again, open the knee, bending the knee heel to bum. Keeping that knee lifted up to the sky. Can you rock forward into your plank pose now? So shoulders over the wrists. And then let yourself flip into your wild thing. So you drop the left heel, step the right foot back, push from the bottom hand, and spin and turn yourself towards the sky. If this isn't working or feels too much for the wrist, the shoulder, left knee to the ground. Take a final inhale. And on the exhale, roll it back into your plank or maybe a tabletop if things are becoming a bit much or heavy and you need a moment. From here, can we step our right foot towards the hands and take your block in between the hands? Lift up into a high lunge. See if you can press that block with your palms. And then we come into a warrior freeze. So lean into the front foot and glide the back leg. A few options for you here. Maybe you just keep pushing that block with your palms underneath you. If your lower back feels happy to extend the arms over, maybe you want to do that. But if you feel that it pulls or strains the lower back, ask yourself why you do what you do if it doesn't feel good. All right, take another breath. And on the exhale, roll up into standing with that block, knee to chest, if you haven't dropped it yet. And can you now rock into the ball of your foot and lift the heel from the ground just a few times, up and down, up and down. Nice. Again, shake that leg out if you need to. But otherwise, place the block on your knee and press that elbow into the knee and see if that knee can lift higher up, flex the foot. Inhale as we open that knee to the side. And on the exhale, bring it back. Open. I'm not mirroring you now, but you're with me. Twice more. We open and back in. And this time you open. Can you stay there to the side? Strong through the standing leg. So don't poke that hip out. Feel that the glute med is strong, helping you. And then kick that leg out. Everything is shaking. I'm with you. What would it mean to find a bit more ease? Maybe a smile on the face. Remember your breath. And then release. And find more ease by that. Shake it all out. Physically let it go. We get to enjoy this all on the other side. Place the block to the side. And maybe we can skip our chair pose for this round, but let's take the arms overhead, full body stretch, breathing in. And exhale, roll it down, forward fold. How do we feel about a little crow pose here? If you'd like to, no pressure, it can be a malasana otherwise, but maybe knees against the upper arms. Lean forward, feel that transfer of weight, and have a little play. Shoulders are wide, pushing out. Knees dig in, and also draw towards one another. So you're scooping yourself to that midline. Nice. When you're ready, let it go. Come back into your forward fold. Breath in, we lift halfway up. On the exhale, hands down, and step your right foot back, I think. So we find ourselves in the lizard pose. Yes, so right foot back if you were with me on the other side. So step your left foot higher up and to the outside of your left hand. Let's come onto the fingertips. Then press your feet down and scissor your thighs as you let your hips come closer towards the ground and your chest lifts. But I want you to feel so strong here that if you were to float your hands, your legs can still kind of hold you where you are. So you can almost practice that. What happens if I hover the hands a little from the ground? Can my legs still hold me? Take another breath and breathe out. Let's plant the palms back into the ground. Lift your hips a little higher and start to rock forward and back like we did. In and out. And then go ahead, maybe add a little push-up as you rock forward, bend those elbows, lower down a little, and press back up. And as you're doing that, try and see if your elbows can stay parallel, digging into the sides of the body. Then when you are ready, let's drop the back knee into the ground and rock the hips back, straightening the front leg. Dig the heel, curl the toes, and maybe use your block if you want your hands to be supported on that higher platform. Breathe in and out through the nose. I've started doing this in any exercising I'm doing at the moment, whether running or anything else, that if I need to breathe through my mouth, it means I'm pushing myself too much. So over time, I'm trying to see, can I just breathe through the nose, make it more efficient and cultivate more endurance? Because breathing through the nose is much healthier for us and keeps us much calmer, stimulates our parasympathetic nervous system. Take another breath through the nose if you can. And out. Nice. Let's rebend into that knee, place the block to the side, and let's step it back into plank or maybe three-legged plank, kicking that leg back. Slow, mindful vinyasa. Rock forward, lower down with strength, drop the foot, glide up into your back bend, maybe stay a little longer if it feels nice. Glutes are squeezing, spine is long, shoulders down. And then downward facing dog. Step your feet together. And this time we kick the left leg up to the sky. On the exhale, open that knee, bend the knee, squeeze the heel to bum. Now rock forward into your plank pose, keeping that knee lifted, driving up, and we flip into our wild wing. So drop the right heel, step the left foot back, push from the bottom hand and open up towards the sky. You decide when the right knee should come down to the ground. Be kind to your body. Last breath in. And on the exhale, roll it back into your plank. And let's step that left foot towards the hands. Take the block in your hands and lift up into a high lunge. Feel your balance through both feet for a moment. Then press that block in and find your warrior three, rocking into the foot, kicking the back leg up. If your lower back is happy with that, maybe take your arms over your head. Nice. Last breath in. And on the exhale, roll up to standing, knee to chest. And then can we do a few of those lifts from the heel? So come into the ball of the foot and down, up and down. Nice. When you're ready, feel the foot on the ground, place the block on your knee, press the elbow into the knee, so same side. Lift the knee higher, flex that foot, and let's open it up on the inhale, out to the side, exhale back in, and again, and back. 3 more. So standing leg is strong, the hip is not poking out. Last one, we open to the side, hold there, and then kick it out. And it's okay if that knee stays a bit bent. So much happens, right, in this moment. Feel alive. Find ease. Maybe it's just softening our reaction, watching our reaction. And when you're ready, drop it down. Rub it out at the front of the thigh, maybe. Nice. So let's put it together if we want to take that bird of paradise. And then we can start to wind down, really stretch the front of the thighs to release them. But before we do, shake it all out. And let's see if we can take it just from a standing position. So turn your feet maybe a little bit out, just so it will help you to balance a little bit. And then soften your knees and fold down. And with that, now let's start to bring our right shoulder inside of the right knee if you can. So maybe you can even first squat into Malasana if that's better. Then slide that shoulder underneath and see if you can reach that hand behind you as the other hand maybe grabs it as well. So just see if that's working out. And then can you find your weight on the other foot, so your left foot, and then slowly start to lift up into standing with that right knee. And it's okay if you lose that grip, because we were doing everything actively, so we'll just come back to where we were. Or if you have a strap, use it too. So wherever you are, you're where you need to be if you're listening to your body. And if you want to play with that, you extend the leg out if it feels fun for you. Again, check in. What would happen if you released and you have to be there actively for a moment? And then maybe you find it back again. So we want to really bridge that gap, that it wouldn't be massive, that I can get my leg overhead with like pressing it with my arms, but the leg can't be there by itself. And when you're ready, release, shake it out. Are we ready for the side 2? So come back down into that little malasana. Step that other foot a little in front. And now take your left shoulder underneath your left knee. Find a bind if you can behind your back. And then rock your weight into that other foot. So right foot stays on the ground as we start to lift up with that leg. If there's too much tension or pressure against your shoulder, definitely release that bind. So you're not breaking into your shoulder here with the force of your leg. But if it feels good, we kick it out a few times. And again, maybe we have fun to just explore. Where can I stay if I'm not there passively? And maybe find it again as it gives us more leverage, more space to kick it out. Well done. Let it go when you want to let it go. Super. Let's come back down onto the ground in a tabletop position. Step your right foot forward. Maybe roll up your mat for your back knee to give it extra softness as we'll come into a deep quad stretch. So lift your torso up. Your hands can rest on that front knee for a moment. So find that deep lunge, slide that foot forward a little, lower down, but again, scissor everything that you're here with strength. And then pull the back foot up towards you. And maybe with your left hand, you grab it. Maybe both hands, if it feels good. Nice. Let's gently let it go. Take your hands to the ground. Step back and swap sides. Left foot forward. Maybe roll up the back of your mat for that knee and lift up. Find that lunge, maybe deepening a little bit, and then pull the back foot up and grab it with your hands. Or maybe just one of them. Well done. Let it go. Come back down on the mat. And then just drop your bum to the floor, stepping your feet out in front of you. Last little moment, perhaps with our block, or maybe there will be one more moment for it. If you do have a block, I don't think it will work as well with a book, but first, this will work with anything. Just place it in between your knees, squeeze it, reach the arms out, and then let's lean back halfway perhaps. Round your chest, your belly, and then play around here to reach your arms higher up. Feel how the feet float or want to lift. And on the exhale, bring the arms back down. Let's do 5 more. Reach the arms up, feel the belly shake. Exhale down. 4. Down for free. Last 2. And the 1, reach the arms overhead, stay really rounded, and then bring yourself all the way down, landing the back on the ground. Nice. Step your feet closer towards you, maybe keeping that block in between the thighs. And let's lift up into a bridge pose. So squeeze your glutes and lift up. Roll the shoulders down and closer in. Take another moment. And on the exhale, release it down to the ground. So option to lift back up with the block in between your knees if you're enjoying that. Or if you have a block, maybe you want to make this a more restorative bridge. So you can place the block maybe on the highest setting or the medium one, just at the lower part of your back, so in the sacrum even. And just find that comfortable place where it's holding a lot of your weight. And you can just let yourself rest here. Your feet can come out wider and further away if it's nice. Maybe even straighten your legs out, see if that feels good. But if it compresses anything, then just adjust. And this should feel fairly nice. When you're ready, remove your block, release your back onto the floor. Take your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little rock side to side, maybe keeping your knees apart if it's nice. Just any little movements. And if there's anything you'd like to finish with, if there's a happy baby or a twist or anything else that your body would enjoy here, see if you want to make your own practice. And when you will be ready to finish that movement, come into stillness, find your version of Shavasana, whether that's with straight legs or bent knees, lying down or sitting up, what's comfortable and restful for you. Create more length for your back, your neck. So roll the shoulders down. And then close the eyes. Relax your forehead, the cheeks, the jaw, the mouth. Release your face. And what would it mean to try less in this moment? To do less? That any lingering effort is just dissipating, melting away. And you're letting go of any ideas, what needs to happen here, how you need to feel or look like or be like in this moment. Just letting yourself be with all that is. So let your breathing calm down naturally and your body become heavier, melt into the ground. And just be here without any effort to change anything. Start to gently come back. Feel the warmth of your body. Maybe some muscles are still really warm from the practice, but relaxing and soft here, just pulsing that energy, the heat. Feel the weight of the legs, the arms, the head. And then just softly wake your toes, your fingers. Feel your face, relax it with a smile or just rolling your head side to side. In your own way, without straining your back, just make your way up into seated, whichever way is comfortable for you. And see if your eyes are still closed. Can you just look around for that block with your hands? And if you can't find it, of course, open your eyes, just see where it is. Come back into that comfortable seated position of your choice. And then let's finish how we started by placing that block on the top of the head. Find that spot where it can balance. And that's the spot where our headstand would actually be, that flat part. So see if you can place it there. Let it make you become more aware of your posture, how it requires your chin to be lifted, the head, the neck tall. Then relax your shoulders. And just really be here for a few moments. Feeling your breathing. Feeling that block. When it feels good, blink the eyes open and come back to the space. Something so calming